from Rogers City to Tawas City and all points in between. This is Northeast Michigan's award-winning news team. We are your source for news, weather, and sports. We are WBKB News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Neil Liwanag. A well-known Michigan outdoorsman and rider made his way to Alpena for a canoe demonstration at the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. Jim Miller is an outdoorsman and rider and is one of the nation's leading advocates in studying traditional wilderness skills and crafts. Miller has also written many articles that were featured in various publications such as the Michigan Wilderness Journal and the Woods and Water News. The outdoorsman showcased his skills for the public as he worked on a canoe to help educate folks about the great outdoors.
People coming through the sanctuary today, some have been out on the boat tours and stuff. Some of them are real history buffs, and they want to know how these things are done. And so to show them is a real thrill to me, and let them see that these are old ways. It's ancient, but at the same time, these same resources are still here today, and we have to take care of it.
If you would like to know more about Jim Miller, you can visit his website at jmwillowwinds.com. This week, Bob's Bullpen kicks off the Halloween season with a free comic book giveaway for everyone in the community. People of all ages are welcome to come into Bob's Bullpen and get free copies of Halloween-related comic books. Bullpen owner Bob Lefevre will set up different racks to distinguish suitable comic books by age range. There will also be snacks, juice, and pop for everyone in attendance, and the Bullpen expects to give away about 600 comic books to the public. Lefevre teamed up with JJ's and Latitudes to make this event possible, and they hope this will help inspire our children to read more often.
Being able to give back to the community, and especially for the kids in the community, and this offers a great opportunity to offer literature to all these kids and get them out downtown for such a great event. When you're a little kid like that, Halloween is a really special time, so being able to give back to them like this means a lot.
The free Halloween comic book event is Friday, October 23rd from 5:30 to 7:30, and costumes are encouraged. The Alpena County Fair Board is already planning for next year's county fair with a bump and run fundraiser at the Alpena County Fairgrounds. Yesterday's cold weather did not stop the people in the community from enjoying a day of cars sliding and smashing along with a lot of mud flying. Attendees also witnessed some future bump and runners as the children brought their Power Wheels to participate in a Power Wheel race. The Bump and Run is one of many upcoming fundraisers in preparation for the Alpena County Fair, and the board is overwhelmed by the support from the community.
You know, we've had wonderful support from our area businesses, our county commissioners, our 4-H, everyone in Alpena just comes out. We have people as far as National City. We have people from Atlanta, Hillman. Everyone comes out and helps. It's wonderful.
The Fair Board is already planning a winter bump and run. The date of that event is yet to be determined. Now, I'm sure you woke up yesterday morning and noticed a little bit of snow in St. Rose of Lima Catholic Church warmed things up with their 3rd annual chili cook-off. Numerous people in the community participated in the event as they submitted their chili for locals to taste. Attendees were treated with different types of chili, and they decided which one was the best. The winner of the chili cook-off received a $50 gift card and boxes of coffee. For only $10, people got a chance to win several prizes through a raffle, and all the proceeds goes to a great cause.
The money that we take in helps support local charities. Like I said earlier, the soup kitchen and the food pantries in town to help feed those who are less fortunate. That was our main goal in starting this, to help others.
St. Rose of Lima will be putting out food baskets out in the community for the Thanksgiving season. On Saturday, the residents and locals were treated with the first ever Fall Harvest Day at Turning Brook in Alpena. People in the community came out and joined the residents to celebrate the fall season. The day started off with a hobo lunch for all the residents at noon, and the fun followed right after. There were games for the children, hot apple cider, hay rides, and people even got a chance to feed and pet a couple of goats. The family field event was free of charge, and Turning Brook hosted the fall harvest as a way to thank the community for their constant support.
Well, we wanted to offer things to give back to our community. They come in and they do many different activities with our residents, and we want to give back to them. So we've opened it up with the ID program from the Masonic Lodge, and just a fun day of enjoyment.
If you're interested in supporting the Turning Brook, please call 989-354-4200. Coming up next on WBKB News at 11, find out why a popular sauce maker is recalling shipments. All that and more next. Welcome back. In state news, over the weekend we experienced a little bit of snow, but some parts of northern Michigan saw more snow than others, depending on where those snow band hits. Here's the story.
No, not yet. I'm not ready for cold weather.
As the first snow of the season fell in Kalkaska today, many said they're not quite ready for snow this early.
It's the drive. If I can look at it through my window, I'm good. But I don't want to drive in it.
The Cherry Street Market had to fight the snow all day, working to keep fruit safe.
We have to keep them tarped overnight. If the snow picks up too heavy today, we'll probably have to tarp some throughout the day and then just take the tarps off when the snow lets up, and just keep brushing the fruit off and just hope that we get a break in the weather soon.
And the early winter weather made for a challenging day working outside.
Lots of layers and lots of hot cocoa. Rotating, taking breaks, running in the store and trying to warm up, and then tagging someone in and coming back outside.
Others had to take it easy on the roads as the flakes continued to fall.
Well, we're moving today, so it's a little bit of a surprise, but you know, I don't mind the snow. It's kind of fun. Just proves that guy upstairs has a sense of humor, I guess.
But everyone had a clear message for the snow.
Please go away. It's a little too early for us to have this much snow.
In your Money Watch, excessive drinking is taking a toll on the American economy. In a new report, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that the cost in 2010 alone was $249 billion. That included $179 billion in lost worker productivity and another $28 billion spent on treating people with alcohol-related problems. Other costs include crimes and property damage. Applesauce maker Go-Go Squeeze has issued a voluntary recall. The popular children's brand said a production issue could cause the applesauce pouches to harbor fruit mold. The company is recalling shipments nationwide with a best before date between June 30, 2016 and July 26, 2016. Go-Go Squeeze's CEO says the mold poses no health risk but may have an unpleasant taste or smell. Nearly 2/3 of millennials say having no debt is their top priority. According to a latest USA Today Bank of America Better Money Habits poll, 41% are chronically stressed about their finances. Millennial money problems included not putting enough into savings and spending more than they should. If you're heading to the pump, GasBuddy.com and AAA of Michigan helped us find the highest and lowest gas prices locally and across the state. The lowest price for gas in Alpena is coming at $2.24 at Murphy, USA. The highest is $2.26 at Marathon. Across the state, the lowest price at the pump is $1.72 in Houghton Lake, and the highest price is coming in at $3.09 in Trenton. There is still much more to come on WBKB News at 11. Kyle Logan will be in the sports, and I'll be right back with your full weather forecast. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. It is now time for a look at the weather. Today, your high was 47 degrees, with your low today was 26 degrees. Normal high was 55 degrees. Your normal low was 20 degrees. Your record high back in 1950 was 85 degrees, and your record low back in 1952 was 20 degrees. Sunrise was at 7:54 a.m., sunset at 6:45 p.m. Your current conditions is currently 31 degrees outside with a humidity of 84%. And your radar, you can see the clouds clearing up over the northeast area, which leads us to tonight. Mostly clear with temperatures in the upper 30s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, but we'll see a chance of showers with highs in the upper 50s. Tomorrow night, cloudy with a 40% chance of showers and temperatures at 50 degrees. And now, take a look at our extended weather forecast. Tuesday, mostly sunny with highs in the upper 50s. Wednesday, we'll see some showers and temperatures in the upper 50s as well. Thursday and Friday, mostly sunny skies with highs in the lower 50s. And Saturday, cloudy with a chance of showers with temperatures in the upper 50s. And now it's time for today's photo of the day. Today's photo was sent in by Mike Dodge of Alpena. Now, this is a photo Mike took of a rose bush covered in snow. What a beautiful photo of a red rose despite being blanketed in ice-cold snow. Thank you, Mike, for sending us this photo. If you have a photo you would like to send us, email it along with a short description to news@wbkb11.com. In your Health Watch, women under 55 who've had a heart attack are less likely than men to be prescribed heart attack prevention medication, or if they are, to fill the prescription. That's according to Canadian researchers who analyzed data from more than 12,000 heart attack patients. They say more attention should be given to younger women because they have much worse outcomes following a heart attack compared to men. New research finds taking vitamin D or calcium after correctoral polyps are removed does not prevent future polyps. The research conducted by 11 medical centers studied more than 2,000 patients who took the supplements after having polyps removed. 3 to 5 years later, screenings showed additional polyps had developed in 43% of the patients. And patients with heart disease receive the same level of outpatient care from physician assistants and nurse practitioners as they do from doctors. That's according to a study in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. In national news, 1 person was killed and 5 others injured when a shooting broke out at the annual ZombieCon festival in Fort Myers, Florida. The gunman has not been caught. Wendy Gillette reports.
Oh my God! Hundreds dressed as zombies fled in real terror Saturday night. Someone opened fire at the crowded ZombieCon street festival in Fort Myers just before midnight and the official end of the festivities.
4 or 5 shots at the same time and go pa 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 pa.
1 man died at the scene. He was identified as 20-year-old Expavius Tyrell Taylor, a football player at a local junior college.
Devastating for the family. It's hard, but with us being family, we're going to get through it. It may not be today and it may not be tomorrow, but we're going to get through it.
4 others were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. 1 person refused treatment.
There was people taking cover. Officers were running towards the shots, and that's when we located victims.
Police searched the area for a suspect but did not arrest anyone. The event has been running for 8 years and attracts more than 20,000 people to the city. But not everyone likes it. The festival has been the subject of protests and some community complaints. Police are asking for help from the public who may have cell phone pictures or videos to share.
The organizers of the event posted a message on the festival's Facebook page that says they are, quote, deeply saddened by the news of what happened within the footprint of our event. We take the safety of our patrons very seriously and take precautions in hiring security and police officers for our annual event. Sports is coming up next, and Kyle Logan is here with a preview. Kyle?
Neil, tonight in sports, the Pistons were in action once again. It was Game 2 of the NLCS, and the Sprint Cup boys hit Kansas. Also, the Detroit Lions with a divisional matchup, hoping for that first win. Would they get it? To find out, you have to come on back. Sports is next. For some reason this past week, the 2015 Detroit Lions were hearing a lot of comparisons between them and the 2008 team that finished winless. Frankly, this team is way more talented, and on Sunday, the goal for Jim Caldwell and his team was to put those thoughts to rest. The Lions hosting a division rival, the Chicago Bears. Last week, Matt Stafford finished with 3 interceptions against Arizona. This week, much better. 5 minutes in, Stafford drops back and zips it into Lance Moore over the middle. That's a TD, and Detroit is on the board first. Now 10-7, Lions back in the red zone. Stafford dealing with some pressure now. Eventually, he's going to connect with his tight end, Timothy Wright, and the Lions go back in front, 14-10. Interesting play here, though. Lions up 14-13 now, back in the red zone. Stafford finds Golden Tate over the middle, and the ball is knocked away for a Bears INT. but the play is reviewed and Tate is ruled a runner, having possession long enough, and it's reversed for a touchdown. Lions go into the locker room up 21-13. Move to the fourth quarter. Lions now up 8. Bears not done though. Jay Cutler finds Alshon Jeffrey. He makes a great catch for the score, and Chicago is down just 1. The teams trade a touchdown and a field goal. Less than a minute left now. Lions need a score, and they get one. Stafford hits his big man, Calvin Johnson, to go up 3. But after Chicago drives for a field goal, we go to OT. Lions with the ball after forcing a punt. Stafford rolls out right side, and he's going to unleash a cannon deep downfield. Megatron makes the grab, and Detroit is in business. 2 plays later, it's Matt Prater. He nails a 27-yarder, and the Lions pick up their first win of the season. Afterwards, the man under center said the team never gave up.
I feel good for getting a win. For my teammates, for coaches, the guys in that locker room. We put a bunch of work in. It's not easy. We don't make excuses. We lose, we win. We win as a team, and that's a fun locker room to be a part of. Guys that are accountable for stuff that they do, and just glad we played well enough to get a win today.
The Lions obviously very upbeat and in good spirits despite the rough start that they've had. Next week, Detroit will look to make it 2 in a row when they host the Minnesota Vikings. Now let's take a quick look at the other 2 teams in the NFC North. The Minnesota Vikings picked up their 3rd win of the season Sunday afternoon with a 6-point win over the Kansas City Chiefs. Teddy Bridgewater threw for 249 yards in 1 score, while Adrian Peterson rushed for 60 yards on 26 carries. Blair Walsh added 3 field goals on the day, and they will meet the Lions next. And the Green Bay Packers remain undefeated with a victory over the San Diego Chargers at Lambeau Field. Aaron Rodgers threw 2 TDs, and James Starks rushed for 112 yards. The Packers will now get their bye as they prepare for Denver in 2 weeks. And a quick look at some NBA preseason action. The Detroit Pistons fell to 2-4 Sunday night, falling to the San Antonio Spurs 96-92. Kawhi Leonard led all scorers with 21 points, and Manu Ginobili added 15 coming off the bench for the Spurs. Reggie Jackson led the Pistons with 20, and Andre Drummond added 12. Remember, the Pistons will open up the regular season October 27th against the Hawks. The anticipation is building as the number of races left in the Sprint Cup Series schedule are dwindling. Sunday afternoon marked the 2nd race of the 2nd round, and 11 of the 12 drivers left were in search of a berth into the 3rd round. It was a monumental race at Kansas because the last thing anyone wanted was to have to get a win at Talladega next week. The Hollywood Casino 400 at Kansas Speedway. Brad Keselowski, he's on the pole, a pivotal race in determining the top 8. But when it was all said and done, this one came down to 2 guys who started outside the top 10. 12 laps remaining, Matt Kenseth out front, Joey Logano following close behind. After a 42nd place finish last week, this is a must-win for the 20. Move ahead, 6 laps left. Logano trying to close the gap. The leader's coming up on some slower traffic. The 22 closes fast. Joey looking to pass on the outside. Kenseth blocks. He's going to try low, and when Matt tries to block again, he's taken out, and so are his chances on the day. The race moves to a green-white checker. Joey now out in front, and on the first try, the boys are able to finish. Logano takes the checkered and wins for the 2nd week in a row. Let's see where the standings sit going into Talladega. Joey Logano, 2 wins in a row. He sits atop with 3,095 points. Denny Hamlin is second, 13 points back, followed by Kurt Busch, who's 18 points back. Carl Edwards and Kevin Harvick sit 4th and 5th, and Jeff Gordon rounds out the top half in 6th. Bottom half, we find Brad Keselowski in 7th, followed by Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. And you see how much this win would have meant. Matt Kenseth, he's in last. He'll be in a must-win situation along with a few others next week at Talladega. And I couldn't think of a better way to finish this show off than with some postseason baseball. Game 2 of the NLCS between the Cubs and Mets from Citi Field. The Dark Knight helped New York capture Game 1, and it was Thor who got the start in Game 2. Noah Syndergaard on the mound for the Mets, and he had it working in the first. Kyle Schwarber swing and a miss on the change. Anthony Rizzo, he can't catch up to the heat. Thor with 2 Ks in the first. Mets offense also started hot against one of the best pitchers in baseball in Jake Arrieta. Bottom 1, Curtis Granderson already on first. He takes off for second, and David Wright doubles the deep center to put New York on the board first. They lead 1-0, and this is the 2nd night in a row they score their first chance at the plate. The very next batter, Daniel Murphy, he's going to pull one deep to right. It manages to fall over the wall, and the Mets hold an early 3-0 lead. move to the 6th. Mets up 4 now. Cubs not backing down. Runner on second. Chris Bryant doubles deep to left. That would score Dexter Fowler, and Chicago is now on the board. But in the end, the Mets bullpen stands tall. New York's going to hold on. They take this one 4-1 and take a 2-0 series lead. The series will now shift to Wrigley Field for Game 3 on Tuesday. And Jacob deGrom, who really arguably is the New York Mets ace, he's going to be on the mound that first game at Wrigley, so they have a very good chance of going up 3-0 in that series. And as tradition, on Sunday, the AP poll is always released. Michigan State, after their big walk-off win against Michigan, they stay at number 7. They were number 7 last week as well. Michigan was 12th last week. They drop back to only 15, so they only lose 3 spots. And Ohio State still number 1. Utah, who took Michigan's first loss of the season, they're number 3. They're undefeated, and they're kind of another one of those shockers. But so Michigan's, they're still okay. Only dropped back 3 spots, and they still have that big game against Ohio State left.
Absolutely. If they get Ohio State, then they'll jump up again. But Michigan State played a great game. They never gave up, and they deserve being ranked so high. And maybe they'll catch up to Ohio State. We don't know.
Very true. Top 10.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.
Coming up next on WBKB News at 11, we'll tell you where you can visit this Wizard of Oz themed house. Find out next. Welcome back. The Halloween season is out in full display in Milwaukee neighborhoods, but one particular house in Bayview is getting lots of attention. Here's the story.
If you drive near Clement in Idaho in Milwaukee's Bayview neighborhood, it's hard not to miss it.
Similar to Candy Cane Lane for Christmas, we are Candy Corn Lane.
A Halloween display that's drawing lots of attention from onlookers.
This is amazing. I haven't seen anything quite like this in our travels today.
It's a tradition that began 14 years ago in Andy Reid's home.
I've always loved Halloween. I think it's a great time of year. It makes everybody feel like a kid. So we just started building displays, and it grew ever since we've been here.
Every year, Andy and his partner choose a new theme. This year, they say they built their biggest creation.
It's a crazy version of The Wizard of Oz. There's a couple little details here and there that are not like the movies.
With characters like Dorothy.
Dorothy went a little crazy this year. She, as you can see, chopped up the Tin Man for whatever reasons we don't know.
The Scarecrow. And these animated trees that have been an instant hit.
These were a great find. We found these online. And of course, we ordered 3 of them. When we got them, we added the apples and the moss to give them a little spookier of a look. But these are the apples from when Dorothy was going past the Tin Man's house.
Aside from entertaining, Andy and his partner want to make a difference in their community. They set up a box up front for people to make donations.
We chose to go with charity work, so we have joined forces with Pathfinders and the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Milwaukee, so we're raising money for both of them.
An incredible display that's sure to be spooky for a greater purpose.
That's very interesting. I mean, zombie-looking Dorothy, Wizard of Oz theme. What do you think about that, Kyle?
No, I think it's a fun little twist that they put on the story of Wizard of Oz. A lot of people growing up have obviously seen that movie, and to put a nice Halloween twist on it certainly should bring a lot of onlookers to want to go and check out just all of that hard work that family put in to put that house together.
I didn't see any witches, did you?
No, maybe the Wicked Witch of the West probably should have made an appearance. If she probably was the scariest part of that movie, and especially if you're a young child, gave you some nightmares. But outside of that, I think it was all very descriptive, very creative, and I really like what they did.
Where's the Yellow Brick Road, too? I didn't see that either. I mean, they're missing a lot of elements from the Wizard of Oz.
Neil, I think you're just being a little bit too much of a stickler.
Maybe.
But remember, you can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online.
Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night.
Or add us on Facebook at facebook.com/WBKBTV.
Well, that will do it for tonight's show. Wake up with Erica Fernandez tomorrow morning at 6:30. Good night, everybody.